right, so just seek your permission to record this webinar. All right, so this afternoon I'll be talking about two things. One, I'll provide an overview of Internet of Things, IoT. And secondly, I'll be talking about Python for Internet of Things and the upcoming training that is scheduled to start on the 3rd of December. So to achieve that, first I will look at what is IoT, what is digital innovations regarding IoT, some of the technologies involved in IoT. Then we'll just look at one example of application of IoT in smart building. Then I will talk about Python for Internet of Things. Okay. So basically, a lot of us have heard about IoT, right? So it's simply the concept of connecting devices to the internet and to other connected devices, meaning ability for, let's say, for example, our phone to be able to communicate with the automatic or smart cookers, or the phone ability to its ability to communicate with our smart farm, or the phone, using the phone to communicate with our smart buildings, or vehicles communicating with one another. So the idea is to allow devices to be able to communicate with one another without human intervention. Sorry, can we mute?
Please, if you are joining, turn off your mic, please.
Okay. So in terms of digital innovation, IoT is the main enabler of what they call cyber physical systems. So when you think about cyber physical systems, you are looking at the physical world communicating with the cyber world. So for the physical world, we have our machines, our equipment, our devices. That's the physical world. Then the cyber world consists of our cloud computing services, our social media, and everything we do that has to do with online, okay? So the ability for us to communicate between the physical world and the cyber world is what people term as cyber physical systems. Now, what happens is this: in the cyber, in the physical system, we have the actuators and the sensors. Now, the actuators and sensors, they send data, the sensors send data to our cyber world. So in the cyber world, these data are being curated, insights are being generated, and from these insights, sorry, just 1 second, I need to admit people. Okay, so from the sensors, data are being sent to the cyber world. So this data are being processed, analyzed, and based on the insights from this data, actions or commands are sent to the physical world to control. So maybe we want to switch off our irrigation pump, or we want to send an alarm based on security breach. So all these commands come from our cyber world, and they control the physical world. So it's all about sending data from the physical world to the cyber world and sending actions or commands to the physical world. So another digital innovation that IoT is enabling is what they call digital twin. So in digital twin, similar to what we have with our cyber physical system, for digital twin, what is happening here is this: you are replicating what is actually happening in the physical, in the virtual. So you have a virtual world that is a replica of what is actually happening in the physical. So the key component of this digital twin is that everything that is happening in the physical, you have to simulate it. So you need to simulate what is happening there. So to do that, you need to create simulation models. So that involves simulation models. So let's say you want to monitor how a robot moves from one position to another. You have to write codes to simulate how it works, so that in real time, as the robot is moving, you also see in the virtual world the robot arm moving. So this is what is known as a digital twin. And if you want to know more about the difference between physical and digital twin, you can just refer to this particular article that has been published by myself and some of our co-authors, is survey on Industry 4.0 for oil and gas industry upstream sector. So this particular paper is open access. You can download and learn more about cyber physical system and digital twin. So these two technologies is enabled by Internet of Things. We also have other digital innovation that are coming up, like the fintech, blockchain technology. So all of these technologies are enabled by Internet of Things. So now let's look at the technologies that are involved. So a lot of us, we just know, okay, Internet of Things, you can just send command from your phone. Once you send a command, it's going to switch off your light in your building, or it's going to open your gate, or it's going to switch on the irrigation pump and things like that. But not all of us know about the technologies involved. So I will just kind of like give you an overview of the technologies that are involved. Now, the first thing is your application, right? So you may be talking about smart building, smart security, smart water management, smart healthcare, smart farming, okay? Now, you have your, first thing is your IoT nodes and gateway. So your IoT nodes, which comprises of microcontrollers or embedded systems, are connected to sensors in your application field of application. So these sensors send data to your microcontroller. Your microcontroller takes the data and sends it via your communication technology. So there are different kinds of communication technologies that are out there. If you look at example is the Sigfox LoRa. These are all long-range, low-power communication technologies that have been designed for IoT. If you're considering the cellular communication, we have what they call narrowband IoT. Then, of course, our known Wi-Fi. So Wi-Fi is something that is known to most of us. We use it in our homes and everywhere. So you can also use that for your IoT communication technology. So this communication technology allows you to send data from your node or your sensor node to the base station, and from the base station to your cloud server. So in the cloud server, we have two types, which is the network server and the application server. So the application server helps you to manage all your IoT devices, because every device has a unique number that has to be registered on the network server for it to be identified as an IoT device, so that it can manage whatever data that is coming from that particular device. Then the next part is the aspect of monitoring and control. This is where a lot of us are used to, okay? So we have all these powerful apps working on our systems, and we can visualize it either using our mobile phone. So this is another technology on its own. So you need to design the web application, or you need to design the mobile app. Okay, so there are actually few processes involved. So first is the data collection. When I talk about data collection, so data from your sensor or data that is sent from your mobile or web application. So maybe you're sending a command, it comes to your IoT nodes, then it actuates whatever actuator that is there, or it controls whatever you want it to control. Okay, so another process is data transmission, which I've explained. Then the other one is data analysis. So that's where all your machine learning algorithms, whatever AI algorithm you're setting up, or data analytic applications you're setting up, all of these are involved in the data analysis, and of course, data visualization and automation. Okay, so let's look a bit further on the technology deployment. All right, so first, like I mentioned, we have our data collection, right? So you have your microcontroller or your sensor node. So these are different sensors that needs to be connected to your IoT node. All right. Then this particular node will consist of a radio frequency modem. So with that modem, it could be Wi-Fi. Some of them consist of Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Sigfox, LoRa, NB-IoT. So with that, you can transmit your data to your network server. The next one is the data transmission. So here's an illustration. Okay. So we have our nodes. Okay, so the nodes could be any microcontroller. Then, of course, if you're using Wi-Fi, you send to your Wi-Fi router. Then from your Wi-Fi router, it sends to the base station and to the IoT network server. Then on the other hand, we have all these new IoT communication technology that has been developed specifically for IoT. Why? Because IoT just sends small sizes of data, okay, not big sizes. So the normal Wi-Fi sends huge amount of data. You can send videos, you can send images. But for IoT devices, you're looking at 12 by 6 bytes of data. So they've come up with new protocols, new communication technology that are more suitable for IoT. So these technologies consume less power and they're able to cover longer range. So for example, LoRa and Sigfox can cover up to 35 kilometers in communication, whereas the Wi-Fi is just about hundreds of meters. And LoRa can go as far as 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, depends on how you position your gateways, okay? So all of this you see here is called terrestrial communication. Then you have, because the projected number of IoT devices in the next couple of years is going to be in billions, okay? Now, this terrestrial IoT technology can only support 20% of the global coverage. So to meet up with the 80%, we have satellite communication that are being used for IoT now. Then we also have space area integrated networks. So the space area integrated network combines the satellite, the terrestrial, and other forms of platforms like high altitude platforms, low altitude platforms, UAVs. So you have mobile base stations that are being used for IoT applications, whereby when there's a disaster or there's a region that is not accessible, the drones or the UAVs can fly there to act as base station to collect data. Okay, so the next thing is
can you mute every other person's mic? There's somebody doing something.
All right, thanks. I think I've done that. Thank you. All right. So we have data analysis. So data analysis is also an important part, of course, because you're using IoT. So you're dealing with huge number of data. So you need to make sense of those data, right? So in that case, there's going to be data analysis. So for the data analysis, this is happening in the cloud, right? So you have your IoT network server. Like I said, it helps you to manage the users. So anyone who is using the IoT device, you manage them on your network server. Then you manage the hardware and you handle all the security that has to do with your IoT and the IoT network server. Then you have the application server. That is where you do your data aggregation, cleaning, curation, data analysis, apply your AI machine learning to that. Then the combination of the IoT network server and the IoT application server forms what they call IoT platform. So in the IoT platform, there are over 600 IoT platforms that have been created, okay? So some of them is the AWS IoT Core. These are the big boys. The one by Google Cloud IoT. Then you have similar ones like the UB.Dot, TeamSpeak, and TeamSboard. So all of these IoT platform combines the IoT network server, IoT application server. So you can connect, manage your devices on their platform. And also you can create data visualization, data analysis, and all of that on their platform. So some of them comes with subscription. You have to, of course, it's business driven. So we have to subscribe to use these platforms. So, but basically one important thing that enables you to use this platform is what they call the API, Application Programming Interface, which I'll probably show you later on. Okay, so let me show you an example of UB.Dot. So I'll just show you quickly an example of what it looks like. Okay, so can you see my screen? All right, so I think I've muted everyone. So I presume you're seeing my screen. All right, so this is an example of IoT platform, UB.Dot.
I cannot see your screen. I can only see the presentation.
Oh, okay. Just a minute. Can you see my screen now, or just the presentation you're seeing?
Not yet.
Okay, maybe I should later because of time.
Slides.
Maybe during the question and answer, I show that to you. Okay, so
okay.
UB.Dot is an example of IoT platform that you can explore. Okay, so for data visualization, of course, most of us are used to some of these things. So this is an example of the UB.Dot. So they have widgets that helps you to create your dashboard, whatever you want to. You want to use a gauge or a text display. You want to do graphs, analysis, and all of that. So Basically, it helps you to visualize what is happening on your data. Then you can also send notifications or commands as the case may be. So here is an example of application of IoT. Let's say for a smart building. So in a smart building, you have so many sensors that are going to be placed at different locations. So this sensor sends data to the gateways, and the gateways aggregate this data and sends to the base station using any of the communication technology you have enabled on your IoT node. And of course, those data is sent to the IoT network server using any of the application protocols like HTTP, SSH, COAP, and all of that, or MQTT. And of course, if you are using a platform that supports application server, you may not need to develop your own application server. You can just do whatever you want to do. Otherwise, you can create your own application server, then pull your data from your IoT network server using your APIs. Okay. Then of course you visualize your data from your phone or whatever. Then you can also send commands. All right. So in this case, I'm going to talk about Python for Internet of Things. Okay. So now the good thing about the IoT and Python is now for every section, all these components, component technologies, you can use Python to implement them. So if you have a microcontroller connected to your sensors, you can write your firmware using Python programming. Use Python programming to send the commands that sends data from your controller to the base station, to the network server. And of course, you can also use Python to create your own mobile or web app to pull data from a network server. And if you don't want to use the existing network server, you can also use Python to create your own network server. And the good thing is there are a lot of free libraries that can help you implement this. So let's say you are working on the microcontroller aspect, you can use MicroPython or CircuitPython. There are several Python IDE that are out there that are very good for this purpose. Tony, VS Code, MU, Editor. Then you can create your application server using Dash, Django, and all of that. So Python helps you to develop an end-to-end IoT system. Okay. So now, for those who may be interested in learning about using Python for IoT, so we have put together a very special training, which is going to start on the 3rd of December and 7th of December. So it's going to run twice every week. So those who are chance to join who want to join the Saturday can opt to take a Saturday section. Or if you feel Wednesday is more convenient, you can take the Wednesday section. And it's just 2 to 6 p.m. It's going to be online. And some of the things you're going to learn from this Python training is Python programming. So maybe you are not used to Python programming, so it's going to be an opportunity for you to pick up your Python programming from there. Then you learn how to use Python programming for microcontrollers and embedded systems. You learn how to use some of the new softwares we'll be introducing to you. Then, of course, you learn how to use Python to create your database management, because if you're working with data IoT, you should be able to create your own and manage your own database. And in addition, you're able to you learn how to design your IoT applications from end to end. So right from the node, sensors, everything. And it's going to be hands-on. We've prepared the IoT kits. There are about 16 or 17 components in the box. So different sensors. If you want to try sensors for smart building, agriculture, we have all these sensors in there that you can use during the training. So you're going to learn about it, see all those protocols I've talked about. Then also you learn how to design your own IoT project. So you're going to at least get your IoT project working using Python. You're going to use Python from beginning, that's from the sensor node, all through to creating your dashboard, visualization, and other things. So it's going to be a 10-week course, 2 to 6 p.m. West African time. It's 1 day per week. You can either select Saturday or Wednesday. It's going to be hands-on. So we're going to send you the kits once you are registered. Then the cost is 130K. But for those who have joined this webinar, we're going to give you a one-time 10% special discount, which you can take advantage of. Okay. All right. So that is all for me. Thank you. I would like to pass the time back to our moderator.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Elijah. Wow. That's actually, I'm sure that's quite a lot to take in for some. Okay, but we'll be opening the floor to questions. Now, so I know it's a little bit early to post the link for responses. That's the Google link. but I posted it anyway. So please fill the response form. And okay, so that's one. Then if there are any questions, please kindly raise your hand or turn on your mic and ask them. Now, before that, I just want to note that in case we are not able to take your question, in filling the response form, in the comment section, you could write out your question, and I'm seeing it live now. We'll definitely get back to you. Yeah, thank you so much. So if there are questions concerning the training, please turn on your mic and ask. Also, I'm sharing the link concerning the training, the registration link of the training. Okay, let me just ask a question. Dr. Elijah.
Yes.
Okay, when you're talking about hands-on, are you saying that there's a practical, is it going to be online or on-site?
Okay, so for the practicals, we're gonna send all the IoT kit, which consists of all the sensors, 2 types of microcontrollers, that's the ESP32 and the Raspberry Pi Pico W, which is the latest and one of the most powerful microcontrollers out there for IoT. So we're going to send that in a box to those who are paid and registered. We send that out to them. So it's going to be online. So right from their bedrooms, we're going to be shooting live videos, giving them instructions on how to assemble these devices. And we're going to take them step by step through all the coding, programming. And so it's going to be hands-on, but it's going to be online. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, Kayode, Mr. Kayode Akintoye, please, can you on your mic and ask your question?
Good afternoon from here. My doctor, it's not
Dr.
about
Kayode.
question. Yeah, it's not about question. I just want to appreciate Dr. Elijah and for.
So please, can you, I'm not hearing you. Am I the only one not hearing?
Okay, I've known him when we were in UTM, and he has not disappointed, and what he's doing, I want to say, I want to partner with him. I want to encourage him to be doing it. We are feeling his presence. We are feeling the way he's dishing or sharing the knowledge. I know he's going to places. So.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kayode.
Thank you so very much, sir. Okay. Mr. Abaf, sorry if Abaf, please, can you tell me?
Thank you very much. I just want to appreciate you. That's all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kayode. We appreciate that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Dr.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah.
Hey, Dr. Elijah.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon. I decided to join your webinar.
Great.
Nice work going on there.
Yeah,
I just wanted to ask, right?
Yes.
Quickly. You talked about shipping the tools to people.
Yes.
Are you shipping only within Nigeria or what?
The current arrangement is within Nigeria, but if you are outside Nigeria and we can find a way to send that to you as well if you are very keen to be part of it. And
because I was thinking shipping outside Nigeria might be quite expensive. That's why I was thinking maybe even the 130K is not.
That's very true.
Consists of the shipping cost.
Yeah, we may consider additional charges for shipping once we verify how much it costs. But one thing I would like to say is this: even for those who are outside Nigeria and who are unable to get the the tools. We can send you the list of the components. You can always access it from wherever you are, hopefully. And then in addition, we have online simulators that can replicate what the physical things we do as well. Maybe not 100%. Yeah. So you can also join, and you can use at least learn the how the design is done, the programming is done. There are online simulators we can use to replicate what the physical things can do. So that's why we're talking about digital twin, right?
Okay. Then finally, I want to say that although the presentation was brief and is supposed to give it's supposed to give an idea of what is going to happen, but I think you need more of like I would say in a sense marketing, in the sense that people need to know what to expect, what to gain from it, not just the knowledge, because we need to be able to put up together the marketing in the sense of like the profit to the costs. So I need to know that there's a job opportunity that I can do myself, for example, without having to seek for other jobs if I have to spend such money. I think you should include such things in subsequent webinars. That's what I mean.
Okay. Thank you very much for the feedback.
There's also another question there. Can you share more light on job opportunities in IoT?
Okay, that's very good. So let me go back to this slide. Sorry, we just have a few more minutes to go. So I'll try and make it very fast. Okay. So now let's look at job opportunities when it comes to Python for Internet of Things, not just IoT now. We're looking at Python for Internet of Things. Now, because a lot of devices are becoming very smart, so there are a lot of job openings for firmware engineers, people that can write programs to control these microcontrollers, whether in Nigeria or Singapore or UK. They're looking for embedded system engineers that have knowledge of IoT. So if you know how to program in Python, you know about IoT, there's definitely job opportunities there for you. Now, going to the IoT designs, everyone is turning to IoT now. Every company, trying to come up with IoT devices. So there are a lot of job opportunities. Once you have knowledge of embedded systems, you know how the communication technology works, just knowledge of some of these protocols. Okay, I know how to use LoRa, can fetch you a job. They are looking for LoRa experts or Sigfox expert or MBIoT experts. These are all jobs that that you can get involved with. So all you need to do is, first of all, get to know how this thing works. Try to build simple applications. Just put it up on LinkedIn that you have knowledge, you've done this application, and see the opportunity that awaits you. Then, in addition to that, when you come to the network server, application server aspect, there are a lot of opportunities there because you are talking about data analysis. People are looking for people that will analyze their data, will collate the data, just to even clean data. They're looking for people that can clean data for them. So these are the knowledge you'll be getting from this training, where you can use Python to set up your database. You can use Python to fetch, clean your data, analyze your data. So these are the things that you can learn. And there are a lot of job opportunities when you talk about data science. So all you just need to tell them, okay, I've done this project and have experience on creating databases using Python. I've used this application to design it. Let's say, for example, you design your dashboard. I've used Dash, I've used Django, So a lot of opportunities are out there if you are able to develop your knowledge in these areas.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Elijah. Yes, when it comes to, let me just chip in a little bit. Like, I think from what I saw, like especially from this, you'll be learning about Python IDE, the app server, the IoT platform, the mobile apps, the microcontrollers. I mean, these are all skills that are needed in today's job market. Like, even if you are not given a job, you can virtually or practically create a job from this, because I mean, this is where the world is heading into. So you are not at a loss or any bit learning about this. So you could, I mean, you just look at what's down. You could learn all these libraries and applications. These are necessary skills. So thank you so much for that, Dr. Elijah. So please, I just want to reiterate the link. It's in the chat box. So please fill in I'm going to post it again so that we can get back to you. And if you have any further questions, especially if you have any further questions, and for the 10% discount, it's very, very important. Maybe you have not yet made up your mind, at least fill in the link so that we can get back to you. Are there any other questions?
So concerning, for those of us who are in Nigeria, I can see everywhere you go is an opportunity for IoT. So there are a lot of businesses, a lot of industries, a lot of people are into entrepreneurship, right? So they're still doing things in a very, very local way. So there are a lot of opportunities. All you need to do is look for a problem to solve using IoT, come with your solution. You never can tell. You just start from somewhere. Then, of course, before you know, it becomes a full project. Before you know, it becomes a product. And as things are changing, things are evolving. You probably might be the pioneers of some of these things in Nigeria, and I'm sure it's going to open up a lot of opportunity for some of us.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Elijah. If you can see, I have my back there. Like those are some of the things that will be offered. At the end of the training, you will also be getting a certificate and some take-homes. There's a lot packed in this training. I just want to, as we round up, I want to say thank you so much, everyone, for joining.
Can we take group photograph? If that's okay.
Okay. Can we take a photograph?
So I'll stop sharing now. So we'll be coming up with more webinars that will focus more on some of these technologies for those of us who are interested to know more, because this is just an overview. So maybe we set up other webinars and we just focus on certain aspects.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Elijah, please, can you stop sharing, then we'll take the webinar or the picture. Okay, can we turn on our okay. 1, 2, go. Just a second. Okay. 1, 2, okay. Another pose. Go. Okay. Thank you very much for joining.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Elijah. Yeah,
thank you so much. Good to see old faces.
Thank you, Dr.
Elijah.
All right, take care, guys.
Stella.
Yeah.
I hope you recorded it, because I would like to have the recorded version. I came very late.
Oh yeah, sure. It's been recorded.
Yes.
Just fill in the form so we can send it.
If you can fill in the form.
Where is the form?
Is that Madam Stella?
Wow.
Don't get started.
Wow. It's a pleasure meeting you.
Yes, well done. Well done.
Longest time.
Yes.
I'm very happy to see. I'm very happy to see Dr. Elijah.